Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back. We talk about energy here quite often, and it's the belief of many that energy is everything. We are energy. We're all different energies. Everything around us is an energy. This pen has its own energy. It's a different type of
Sure.
energy than humans, animals, and all of that. And with that energy, there's an exchange between other people and other things. And sometimes you want to distance yourself from them. And that lies in what's called cord cutting. We're going to learn about that today. She goes way deep in this. I know I skimmed the surface in the cord cutting thing. I've had people do it for me. I think we're going to learn a lot. This is going to be cool. Dr. Love is back with us, and she is a spiritual magic practitioner. This is in her wheelhouse. She's got a little intuitiveness, harnesses the power of energy, and all of that. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Steve. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Define cord cutting. I'm not even going to attempt to do it.
Okay, well, I'm going to give an example. So, for instance, one of my favorite methods to use is candle work. I like using the element of fire. I work very good with fire. Now, other practitioners use different methods, but this is my favorite way.
Mhm.
So, I also combine color magic and number magic as well into my spell works, which makes it a little extra special. We're using all the elements. I'm only using white today as an example, but it gets pretty personal. So let's say the individual, we'll say you, for example, you want to cord cut, okay? You will choose a color that's special that represents you, and we will choose a color that represents the party. We will put some personal information on the candles, such as names, date of births, or even a nickname. Whatever represents. I will be doing my symbolic spells. I will be doing, I will wrap it, such as, and each candle will get wrapped. And then it would be a tight cord, okay, where the candles cannot flicker. I will burn the candles along with the individual. So you will have to watch them burn with me. Okay. And you have to focus as well because it's not just my energy that has to go into this, it has to be yours as well. Since you're the one that you
Wow.
want to let go, right? Okay. So there is some cases where the string will not burn. That means the cord was extremely strong. And then I will go in with a set of spiritual scissors that I have, and I will make sure that it gets cut.
Wow. So I
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm getting the visual right. You literally use candles.
Mm-hmm.
Cord goes around the candle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to take a little while because you wait until the candle burns down.
Yeah,
And is is one candle you or the person that you're working with,
exactly.
and the other candle is the thing that they want to cut the cord from, and that could be another person, that could be an addiction, it could be whatever.
Yes. And if it's an addiction or a situation, we write it on there.
Ah,
So I don't
uh,
got to be an actual person.
wow. Okay.
I've done cord cuttings even for, I mean, it gets pretty graphic. We could do it even for weight loss from food. Let's say me myself personally, I had a problem with food. Okay. I mean, we can dive into that deeper. I mean, I had an issue where I just kept thinking I was fat. That's another issue. But I've even done them on myself before. The cord cutting is extremely powerful, extremely strong, and it's very effective and it works.
I'm going to center on you thinking that you were heavy because I would imagine I get it because I was a large kid. So I still, I'm okay with it now, but there was, a time where I was very picky about, what I would wear, yeah, I'm careful about what I eat because I want to eat healthy to a point. Um, but most of that comes back from your childhood.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Childhood traumas. I had a lot of that. And that's also what makes me very special in connecting with my clients is because I'll say it again. You could say, oh, I understand what you're going through, but you don't understand until you actually went through it. Okay. And when I say I went through it, I went through it. Yes, I was gifted. Yes, I was born with these special abilities, but I also had a hard life. So I experienced many different traumas. I experienced abuse, molestation, rape, sexual harassment. I've had, when I say abuse, that goes into a different realm, but I even know how it feels to be in an abusive marriage. So I could connect to many women, many people that has going through that. And it's just hard to leave. You feel stuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know how to heal those wounds. I know how to heal self-inflicting wounds. Like for years, I thought I was ugly. For years, I thought I was not good enough. I thought it was bad. I was bullied. Um, there's a lot. There's a
Mm.
lot I overcame. And I know God gave me those experiences so I could connect to people and know how to heal them. You got to feel the pain to get rid of it.
I've often heard that
I know
and
it sounds
and
crazy. I wish I didn't have to, but I
yeah,
did.
yeah. And nobody can feel what somebody else feels because everybody's different. Somebody else could have gone through a similar situation and they could say, hey, fine, I'm no issues whatsoever. Somebody else, it would have impacted them, could have impacted them way more. But from what you're describing, you do understand going through a lot. Yeah,
um, that's why I'm very sensitive to people's pain.
yeah.
I pick it up very fast and it hurts because I just want to step in and help. And cord cutting is very important on that. That's what that's what I'm trying to say. You know, you got to get spiritual. You got to know that this world is different levels. We are not here alone. You got to open up your eyes, open up your heart. And once you do that, things look different. Things look different. You've got to understand that you are the master of your own storyline. You can control your own destiny. You can control your own path. You just got to have the handbook.
I feel a lot of people, boy, we're getting deep. I feel a lot of people,
Sorry, you got heavy fast.
it's all good, um, feel like they're out of control, but they really have massive control because you can't control other people, but you can control how you act and react around other people. So you really do have the upper hand in your life. Is it easy? No, nope, nope. But, once you realize that, um, and life is always going to be like
A
that.
roller coaster. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it keeps it interesting. Um, it's my understanding with chords that there could be thousands of chords, energetic chords around us, in a lifetime. Everybody you met, every situation, on and on and on and on. Like you wouldn't even be able to see if the chords were visible because there'd be so many in front of you. Does that sound about right?
Yes. Now, there's different methods I use. So the cord cutting is for if you know specifically, hey, I don't want this person contacting me no more. I just want to end it. I don't want to keep thinking about them. We go for the cord. Okay. If it's much deeper and you're holding family trauma and you're holding years of negativity, your chakras could be off.
Okay.
More than likely they are. So I'll do a deeper spiritual cleansing with my angel guides, and I do that in private for the individual. Um, each one is different.
Hmm.
It's more intense.
I want to pivot here for a minute. You mentioned angel guides. I think we skimmed that last time.
We did.
Yeah. Um, and I'm starting when I lay in bed, I summons them.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't had contact yet. Fell asleep once. Got to be fair. um, but as I learn more and more that you need to ask them. They're not just going to show up. Hey, I took that care of that for you. Have a great
Mhm.
day, and they're
Yeah.
out. You need to ask for help.
Call on them. Yes, you have to call on them.
Yeah, yeah. How do you do it?
I call on Michael. I call on Michael. I call on Metatron. I They've never failed me. I ask them for help, and I ask them to guide me to help the individual, and we do it. And we do it. My energy is very strong and very intense, Steve. A lot of people can't handle being around me, and I know it sounds.
I think I could. I'm going to be honest. I think I could.
You think you can? Okay,
Uh,
good.
yeah. And there's people I read, and I was just texting with somebody before. I'm not going to go into detail. Um, I just can't. Their
Yeah.
energy is just like, no, 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 no. That's
Well,
not.
that's bad energy. My
It
energy is
wasn't. No, it's
really
not bad. No, it's not bad. No, no. It's just not me. I can
Yeah.
feel it. I'm just like, and I try, and I'm nice, and it's a cordial relationship. But it's not. I just feel it's just not me. Um, everybody's different. Everybody receives different things. Um,
Yeah.
do you find that when you pick up on somebody's energy, it's changed over the years, the way you feel, and you maybe you're more sensitive at times. It does it vary for you? Could be obviously a different person, but in terms of what you're picking up,
Okay, so are you asking me if, let's say, my best friend, if their energy has changed?
yeah, let's start there.
Let's start there. Okay, so I'll give you an example. We're going to use him as a guinea pig. Um, a person that's very dear to me. I've been with for 12 years, and I actually helped his energy change
Hmm.
in a much better way. Much better way. He is now the person he wants to be. He is now comfortable in his own skin. He now has the confidence he needs. So,
How did you do
you
that,
know,
or just made him aware of it?
I made him aware of it. I made him aware of it. He had to put some work in. He had to put some work in. Remember I told you before, you got to be open. You got to be open. And for years he was not open. And then he finally gave up and said, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to believe in this.
Hmm.
And he finally believed. He had spiritual experiences along with me, angel encounters as well. And he's like, I said, "Well, you can't deny that. What do
How
you
do you
got to
know?
lose?"
All right, so I'm working on the angel part. Okay, um, spirit team, spirit guide, however you want to phrase it. How do you know that they're there? Like, what are you sensing? That's where I'm going with that.
Oh, Steve, everybody has their own experiences.
Sure.
I can't, everybody has their own, and I don't want to upset anyone because everybody has a personal experience. But you cannot deny it. You could feel the power. You could feel it. You'll know.
Hmm. Interesting.
They tell you, they give you signs. They tell you. You'll actually receive signs before they visit you. You might have numbers show up to you repeatedly, a certain number. You might here's one that's really funny, bells ringing. You might hear bells in your ears that sound. They're trying to get a hold of you. They're trying to message you. That is them.
I shared before, signs from my mom. I asked for them.
Hmm.
Maybe it's not all coming from her. Some of them are specific using her name, um, but I get them. So I think it's very reasonable that you ask and you should receive. I haven't asked for a sign. I just, you know, in terms of meditating and kind of vibing, you know, Archangel Michael and whoever, whatever spirit guides are there. I haven't asked for a sign. I just said, reveal yourself, just I want to know you're there. Um, and that's like when I'm laying down and just, in a very quiet mode. But I haven't gotten anything yet.
You will. And here's the one thing I don't want to upset anyone that works with it. I'm very respectable on that. I do not communicate with this deceased anymore. I used to when I was younger, and it's because they like to stick around with me. So that's something I don't like to do personally. Okay. But I will tell you this, someone has passed on and you're trying to get a hold of them. Sometimes they cannot, and I'm going to say not sometimes, most of the time, they are not able to contact you directly. An angel will deliver the message for them, or someone else that's passed on that has higher ranking. So let's say your mom passed away. I'm going to give you an example. And you want to talk to her, but your granddad is going to bring you the message because she can't yet.
And why
And that
can't
gets
she?
that gets a little controversy. Steve, if I had the answers to that, I don't know yet. I've always told it was ranking.
Okay.
They're ranking.
Um, and I've seen that before. Even, people have told me that, yeah, I tried to vibe my mom, but I got, like you just said, it's
Mm-hmm.
somebody else that
Mm-hmm.
validates it. Interesting. Wow. Curious, when you say you don't contact those on the other side and the energy stays with you, how do you mean? Like it just, you feel the presence, you can't.
Steve, I got some ghost stories.
Okay.
I got some.
Wow.
Here's the thing: I was bullied a lot when I was younger, and I don't. You ever seen the movie Poltergeist?
It's been a while and I want to watch it again.
Okay, so there's a little girl, Carol Ann, that was supposed to lead the deceased to the light. And they
Hmm.
used to call me Carol Ann to make fun of me, bully me because they wouldn't leave. They wouldn't leave, Steve. When they would come, they would stay with me for years. They liked it, my energy. So I have to see a lot of shamans myself to break energies off of me ever since I was a teenager. It gets deep with me.
I'll bet. I mean, when you're carrying the ability to, connect and you've got all that going on, I can't imagine, what's going on.
And here's the thing, till today, like when I say a lot of people can't handle being in my energy, what I meant is, I will say this, the opposite sex get very attached to me and they just don't want to break the relationship. They don't want to leave. And this could be friends, this could be colleagues.
Sure.
They get pretty toxic. They don't want to even give me space. It's like I don't even matter to them as an individual. They look at me as some type of property that they have to possess, some type of diamond. Because I make their energy feel so good.
I was just going there with that. There's just a, maybe it's a vibe that they're feeling and they
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it is, but man, this is good. I need that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I am human.
Yeah, right. I got you.
I
Yeah.
got to keep my personal space to me.
The one thing in my journey in the last 3 or 4 years, um, the empath thing. It's
Mm.
like I pick up and more than I ever thought, and that's why sometimes I need to put the block up, put the boundaries up because that energy is strong. I don't think we realize it. Look at the cord cutting.
And that's just one of the methods. Like I said, the love spells are the
Tell me about that.
similar. Okay, so I do a couple different methods with that. So there's one called sweetening jars. Yeah. I could demonstrate that with you tomorrow. So a sweetening, well, we'll talk first with this one. Okay, so I'm just using these candles as an example, but I use different colors, different sizes. So with the blood spell, we don't burn it. We don't burn the cord itself. Okay. We don't cut the cord. I will wrap it up with a special ribbon and we will do similar symbolic messages of the party. And we want them to be tight. Okay. I will use certain herbs, certain things, and then we will light the candles. Okay. And we will let them burn. We don't let them burn in one setting, usually 1 to 2 days. And then everything comes to hand.
And what's the difference between cord cutting and the love spell?
Well, it's different energy and it's different methods.
Outcome still the same?
Well, no, the cord cutting, you're cutting the situation away. The love spell, you're bringing the individual to you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So let's say your ex hasn't texted you and you want them calling and you want them to text. That's what the spell work does. Let's say you want to get that job. The same. I mean, I could do it not just for love. I customize the spells to work for a situation.
Wow.
It's
Now,
pretty strong.
um, getting back to the cord cutting for a moment, I understand that when you cut the cord, it's only the negative aspects of the relationship. The good stuff still stays intact or stays in your heart, stays within you. So, people, don't be afraid if you want to cut the cord from a relationship and move on. It's not like it's going to be like a mind eraser. And
No,
yeah,
no, nothing like that. But if the individual wants to completely forget about that person, I also include it's called cremating your cares. So I also combine that with the cord cutting. Let's say if I'm just going to give an example, I'll talk about myself. My older daughter's dad. Okay, I don't want nothing to do with that man. He was very abusive. He was terrible. Memories were bad too. Cremate the cares. Cremated as well. I don't want to even think about him.
mm.
There was nothing good in that.
I have one of those,
So, I'm sure everybody does.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yes, I could customize it to help them. If they don't really want to have nothing to do with that, even a thought, we can get rid of that too.
Wow, amazing. Um,
Remember, you are the creator of your own story, and I'm here to help you write it.
and the word intention is like probably the number one word in my vocabulary because I believe it's the intention you said. If you intend to not
100%.
have contact with that person, um, then that's the way it's going to happen. Same thing. I think we maybe talked about saging,
Mm,
and you don't have actual sage. You have sage spray, which might not really be sage, and it came from Bath and Body Works or whatever, wherever.
right,
Um,
right, right.
it's the intention you put in your mind. This is sage, and I'm using this for a purpose, and the outcome is probably going to be the same. That's what I'm thinking. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does. I can actually teach you to put a spell on your own cologne to make it
We'll
an attraction.
we'll be back right after this. Oh,
It's pretty
interesting.
intense. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Got to be careful with that. Got to be careful with that.
boy, you're
Yeah.
gonna
So,
attract a lot.
so eh, that's the problem, but attracting the right ones, that's the key.
Exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my
Hmm.
energy's pretty sweet. So, like I said, it all depends on what you put in.
Yeah. The intention. How do we find you? Somebody wants to connect with you and, even start the conversation. What's the best way?
I actually have a new website. It will be live. It's actually live right now, but it'll be finished tomorrow. They could reach me at drlovejennifer.com.
Doctor is DR or D?
D it's dr love Jennifer with 2 N.com.
Gotcha. Going to check that out. And uh, is it a free consult? Just if somebody has a
It is
question.
actually right now. I am offering a free consultation for first time callers. Call me up, book a session, and we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Learned a lot today,
Thank
validated some
you.
things, also some things I believed that weren't true. All good. Fascinating. Lots to talk about next time we get together.
Yes,
All right.
can't wait.
Thanks. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.